champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up.
Welcome to Pagepedia Videography Challenge. I'm Erica Ndewedim, and today we are joined by Reverend Dr. Daniel Fabiyi of Ekwa Church. Join us as we immortalize him.
Stand up, stand up.
I'm Pastor Dr. Olanrewaju Daniel Fabiyi. I hail from Kwara State, in the Felodon local government. I was born to the family of Pa and Mrs. Bello Ifarinde Fabiyi in the year 1970. So I attended the Ekwa LSMB school, primary school in Orago between 1976 to 1982. I went to my secondary school at Mount Carmel College in Ilorin between 1982 and 1987. Though it was rough, and let me say it here, I happened to be the last born of the family. It's a large family of 17. I'm the last. But things were not moving well because being the last born, everything was on me. I was so happy and moved from one place to the other, moved from one brother to another, moved from one sister to another. It entered into my head and I couldn't make my result. The first sitting, I couldn't make my result. Second sitting, I couldn't make my result. But one thing that amazed me was I never had F9 because I know that I'm a brilliant sharp. I never had F9, but I never made good results to proceed to the higher institution. There was a time I decided, okay, I won't go to school any longer. I wanted to go into the Nigerian Army. After the training in Ilorin at the Kwara hotels, and I've been certified to go to the depot, even in Kaduna. I met a young naval officer, a captain then. I couldn't remember his name vividly. I couldn't remember his name now. And he just told me, he said, "Young man, what do you want to do with the Nigerian Army? You'll just be taken to Liberia and you may end up dying. Why not go back to school, make your papers and proceed to our institution?" And I yielded to the advice. The man gave me 500 naira then, as at 1989. Gave me 500 naira, said, go and take GC, go and collect your GC form, make it and go to the institution. And I went back to secondary school, not even taking GC. I went back to secondary school, and back to secondary school, I went back to SS1. Remember I told you I finished 1987, the last set of the old system of Form 5. But I went back to SS1. And getting back to SS1, it was rough. I happened to be the oldest of all the students in Ekwa Secondary School Igbaja then. But to the glory of God, by the time I got to the SS3, because those in SS1 there were in Form 1 when I finished my secondary school. But we became friends, and funnily enough, when I got to SS3, being the oldest, I was being chosen as the senior prefect of the school. And immediately I was chosen, I ran away. I said, how can I come back to secondary school at what age? And with these small boys and girls to become the senior prefect. But my first principal that I can never forget, he too is a reverend now, Reverend Olatuji, called me, counseled me, and said, I want to assure you by the time you finish, you have your result and you go to the institution. So I succumbed to his advice and I went back to school, and to the glory of God, I cleared my result and I got admission into University of Ilorin. Something that amazed me most, that I want to tell people here is, you don't lose hope. And to the glory of God, I graduated in the year 1997. And I was posted to Anambra State, precisely Okaititi, in the Idemili Northern local government, to do my service here. I taught geography throughout then. So that's how everything about my university education went. Now, I was looking for a job. I came to Lagos looking for a job. But immediately I got the job in Warri, well-paid job. I thank God for that, well-paid job. That was when the call came. I attended Redeem. I'm an Ekwa man, but because Ekwa was far to my place, I attended Redeem. And there was a program, the early year program of Redeem. We were there in that church. And something came on me and said, you have to meet with the pastor. It has never been part of me to visit pastor that are not from my denomination. Let me say that. But something was on me and I have to leave my office. I went to the church for that program. After the program, I went to meet with the pastor. And I don't know what came over me. And they got some things down that I said in the course of our interaction that I never knew. And it was confirmed that God wants to use you as a pastor. I said, fine. If that is what God wants. Because despite the fact that I'm well paid, there's no time that I go to work that I have peace. I don't have peace. Going to work, I don't have peace. Going to office, I don't have peace. But immediately that thing came to me. And I said, okay, if that's what God wants. I went back home after the program. Before I went to office the following morning, I told God, I said, if truly, it was only me in my room, if truly you want me to be a pastor, you want me to be your servant, I want you to show me the sign. I need a sign. And I was praying. And God gave me a sign. Immediately after that, I bought a card into my phone, airtime. I called my wife and said, my dear, you are talking to Pastor Olanrewaju Fabiyi. He said, how do you mean? I said, yes. And I'm coming to Ilorin in the next 2 weeks. And 2005, I got into seminary. Brothers, people watching me, it was not easy. Because somebody that have been receiving salary, that have been doing well, now no salary, nothing from anywhere. The motto of Ekwa Theological Seminary is, he that calls is faithful, he will do it. And whenever I'm stranded financially, I just move into the chapel. And I said, you said he that calls is faithful and he will do it. And he does it. I was able to pay some people's school fees in the seminary. And let me confess here, I live better when I was in the seminary, when I was a student, than when I was working, when I was getting big money. Or when I was getting good money, let me say that. That was how my seminary life was. So in the year 2011, my wife said, why not further your education to have your doctorate degree? I said, no, the master's I have is okay. I've been into the secular, I've been to the university, I've been to the seminary, I'm okay with that. But she said no. So I went to Ilorin for my leave. Because if I have leave, I don't stay in Lagos. I went to Ilorin for my leave. And she encouraged me, and her family friend, Dr. Babalola and family, encouraged me and said, Pastor, go ahead now. So I just called one of my elder Sendiowa. Please, sir, I need 10,000 naira for the form. The man sent the 10,000 naira. I took the form. I went for the interview, and I was taken. I did my doctorate degree and at United Missionary Theological Seminary, Ilorin, UMCA TC. And that's where I had my Doctor of Ministry. Sorry, it's not PhD, it's Doctor of Ministry. So from the seminary. So that I graduated September 2014. So, and last year, exactly a year and a week now, I was posted here as the minister in charge of Ekwa Okota. I'm married to Mrs. Alaba Oluwabukola Fabiyi, and she has been a wonderful woman. A wonderful woman. Though 13 years by 23rd of this month will be 13 years in marriage. We are still trusting God, but we are happy. We are still trusting God, but we are happy. We'll be able to face challenges here and there, but we are happy.
Reverend Dr. Daniel Fabiyi has this to say about his purpose in life.
My purpose in life is to achieve what God has created me for, and that is winning souls for Him.
What words does he have for the younger and older generations?
Yeah, my advice is this: look up to God for everything. Man will disappoint. A lot of disappointment will come. Even if my brother will say, okay, you can go to and take farm stead in Ondo and become a farmer because you pass agric and economics, so you'll be able to farm and manage your produce. But thank God for my mom. My mom was 90 June. My mom said, no, my son will not be a farmer. If anybody goes to school, my mother has never been to the four wall of the school. He said, if everybody goes to school in Fabiyi's family, Larry must go to school. And I held on to that. And to the glory of God, my mom is still alive. She was at my doctoral degree graduation, and I was so delighted. I was so happy. So, don't look unto man, because men will disappoint you. Put your whole trust in God. That's number 2. Then, don't be discouraged. Discouragement will come along the way, but don't be discouraged. That's my advice to the youth.
As a challenge, he nominates the following people whose lives are worthy of emulation.
Stand up, stand up.
Yeah, I want to mention this guy. Yes, I said this, they are my family friend. Dr. Olayinka Babalola. This guy is wonderful. Anyone that moved close to him will know that he's wonderful. He had PhD in physics. This guy loves practical things. Anyeka Babalola loves God. He loves God. He's now in one of these. He left University of Ilorin last year to an institute. I couldn't remember it now, but I will get the information. To one of the research institute in Gwagwalada area in Abuja, and I can recommend Nika as a good example, a good mentor to the young ones. Yeah, sorry, I will mention another pastor, Reverend Dr. Sam Haudu. Is in Kebbi State, Suru precisely. This guy too, oh no, is a missionary to the core. So I want to recommend him too, Reverend Dr. Sam Haudu. Engineer James Abolani. Why I'm recommending this guy too is he's a young man like me. He's very focused, very hardworking, and he faces challenges as it comes. So I want to recommend him too. I want to recommend Reverend Sam Adedayo. Reverend Dr. Sam Adedayo too. He's in Ilorin. I can recommend him. Why? This guy is a writer. He writes books. He's a lover of youth, and the guy too is very good. And lastly, sir, though this man clocked 70 early this year, but sir, he is one of my mentor, my spiritual father, Reverend Gio Abikoye. I can recommend him for any youth, any time. This man, in fact, I wish you get to him. So I can recommend those ones that I know and I can vouch for them.
Thanks for watching. For more videos, log on to pagepedia.com.